They move like arrows shot from ancient bows, sleek, silent, and unstoppable. Eyes locked on the horizon, muscles rippling beneath skin as smooth as desert glass. This is the Greyhound, a dog so fast it outran the desert wind, so elegant that pharaohs, kings, and emperors called it their own. From the golden sands of Egypt to the marble halls of Rome and the castles of England, the Greyhound has run not just across continents, but through time itself. They were sacred hunters of the gods, protectors of royalty, and the original symbol of speed, loyalty, and grace. But the Greyhound story isn't just about running. It's about royalty, devotion, and survival. A bond between humans and dogs that has lasted longer than most civilizations. Stay till the end, because this isn't just a dog story. It's the untold legend of the fastest dog ever loved by pharaohs and kings, born under the Egyptian sun. Our story begins more than 5,000 years ago in the cradle of civilization. Along the Nile River, here in the land of pyramids and eternal sand, the Greyhound walked beside pharaohs. Archaeologists have uncovered tomb paintings depicting elegant, slender dogs, hunting gazelles, and guarding nobles. Their bodies are long and athletic, their necks arched, their eyes sharp and focused. Even after thousands of years, the image is unmistakable. The Greyhound, to the ancient Egyptians, these dogs weren't ordinary animals. They were divine companions, believed to carry the blessing of Anubis, the god of death and rebirth. They symbolized speed, courage, and the bridge between worlds, between life and the afterlife. When a pharaoh or noble died, their Greyhound was often mummified and buried beside them. Ensuring the hunt could continue beyond the grave, they were given names, carved into hieroglyphs like Abuti, one of the earliest recorded dog names in human history. And when you look at modern Greyhounds today, they haven't changed much. Same graceful build, same quiet strength, same aura of nobility. Because the Greyhound wasn't just bred by humans, it was sculpted by time, the royal gift to empires. As Egyptian trade routes reached across the ancient world, the Greyhound's legend spread. Nobles and pharaohs gifted these dogs to kings in Persia, Greece, and Rome. Soon, Greyhounds ran through Persian palaces and across the marble courtyards of Greece. Poets describe them as arrows made of flesh, symbols of divine swiftness. When Alexander the Great expanded his empire eastward, Greyhounds traveled with his army companions to conquerors by the time of the Roman Empire. They were prized above all other dogs. Roman mosaics show them chasing deer and hares, and nobles displayed them as signs of wealth and refinement. But their next chapter would begin in the misty fields of Britain, where the Greyhound would become not just royal, but legendary, the aristocrat's dog. When the Romans brought Greyhounds to the British Isles, local tribes fell in love with their speed and elegance. As centuries passed, the breed became deeply woven into the culture of English nobility. By the Middle Ages, they were so revered that only royals and aristocrats could own them. The common people were forbidden by law to keep a Greyhound. To own one was to declare your bloodline noble. That's why the word Greyhound doesn't refer to color. It comes from the Old English word grey, meaning noble or fair. Greyhounds became part of royal portraits, embroidered on tapestries, and carved into coats of arms. In heraldry, they symbolized loyalty, vigilance, and courage. For kings and queens, they weren't just hunting dogs, they were reflections of dignity and grace. When a Greyhound walked beside a ruler, it said something no crown could. This is power, refined, patient, and silent, affection in motion. Every part of the Greyhound's body was made for one thing: speed. Their long, narrow head and streamlined frame slice through the wind. Their deep chest holds a massive heart, one of the largest among dog breeds. Their muscles are lean and elastic, built for explosive acceleration. A Greyhound can reach 45 miles per hour, 72 kilometers per hour, faster than a racehorse over short distances. And their flexible spine gives them a unique double suspension gallop, meaning they are airborne twice in every stride at full sprint. They seem to float all 4 feet off the ground. Gliding in silence, their eyesight is extraordinary, capable of detecting a moving target from half a mile away. Their slender tail acts like a rudder, stabilizing them during high-speed turns. They are, quite literally, the Ferraris of the dog world, designed with perfect balance between power and grace. When you see a Greyhound run, it feels like watching the spirit of wind take form, the sport of kings. During the Renaissance and Elizabethan eras, the Greyhound's reputation reached divine status. Queen Elizabeth I herself was obsessed with the breed. Under her rule, a new sport, hare coursing, became the pastime of royals. Two greyhounds would chase a hare across open fields, not to kill it, but to demonstrate skill, control, and beauty in motion. It was never just about speed, it was about artistry. Each movement was judged for grace, agility, and precision. The Queen even established the law of the leash, protecting greyhounds and ensuring their noble bloodlines remained pure. From that era onward, greyhounds appeared on family crests, royal coins, and the seals of great houses. They were not just symbols of sport, but symbols of virtue. A man who treated his greyhound well was seen as honorable and just. Because the dog was believed to mirror its master's soul, desert hunter to racetrack legend. As centuries passed, the greyhound's hunting instincts found new arenas. In the early 1900s, modern technology introduced mechanical lures, giving rise to greyhound racing. Suddenly, the ancient hunter of gazelles was chasing a fake rabbit around an oval track, under floodlights and roaring crowds. Their acceleration was breathtaking. From 0 to 40 miles per hour in 6 seconds, the speed of a motorcycle. Audiences were mesmerized. For decades, greyhound racing became a symbol of thrill and spectacle. But behind the glamour, there was tragedy, overbreeding, abandonment, and neglect of retired dogs. Then came a movement, people who saw beyond the racing lights. They rescued retired greyhounds, adopted them, and gave them homes. And the world discovered the breed's true heart, calm, loving, loyal. They were called 40-mile-per-hour couch potatoes. Lightning on the track, peace in the home. Many racing countries have now banned or heavily restricted the sport. And today, thousands of greyhounds rest quietly in homes, their running days over, their dignity restored. A breed once bred to serve kings has found its throne again, not in palaces, but in the hearts of ordinary families, a gentle heart beneath the muscle. Despite their athletic build, greyhounds are gentle giants at heart. They're sensitive to tone and emotion. They prefer calm voices, quiet homes, and warm blankets. They rarely bark. They don't demand attention. They simply stay near you, quietly loyal. They're affectionate, but never needy. They lean their heads softly against your hand, or curl beside your legs, a silent gesture of trust. They're intelligent, but independent thinkers. You can't force a greyhound to obey. You have to earn its respect. Their ancient soul still carries the patience of the desert and the dignity of the palace. Even when resting, they look regal, long limbs folded, eyes half closed, posture calm. It's as if they remember who they were, the hunters of gods, the companions of kings, the legends of time, science of the perfect runner. Modern science confirms what history already knew. The greyhound is a biological marvel. Their hearts are almost twice the size of most dogs. Their weight? Their blood is rich in oxygen-carrying red cells. Their muscles are dense with fast-twitch fibers that ignite like fire. Their stride covers up to 25 feet in one bound. And they spend nearly 80% of every sprint off the ground, quite literally flying more than running. No wonder the Egyptians thought they were divine. No wonder kings saw them as symbols of excellence. They are the purest expression of nature's design, the meeting point of strength, precision, and beauty. The symbolism of the greyhound. Across cultures, the greyhound became a living metaphor for virtue. In the Bible, the book of Proverbs lists it among 4 things that move with stately grace. In Persian poetry, it represented noble love, devotion without pride. In Celtic mythology, it was a guardian spirit that protected warriors in battle and guided their souls to the afterlife. Monks saw it as a companion of meditation, patient, silent, wise. Knights fed their greyhounds before themselves, believing that kindness to such a noble creature brought divine favor even today. Statues and paintings use the greyhound to symbolize loyalty, honesty, and grace under pressure. The world has changed, but the meaning hasn't, because no matter the century, the greyhound has always stood for one truth. That true power doesn't need to roar, it only needs to run. The spirit that still runs, even now, thousands of years after the pyramids rose. The greyhound spirit endures. When a greyhound runs, it's as if time bends, as if somewhere under the Egyptian sun, a pharaoh still watches his divine hound, chase across golden dunes. Their legacy lives in art, in poetry, and in every family that gives one of these dogs a home. They remind us that beauty is not about form, it's about purpose, and that even the fastest creature on earth can also be the gentlest. The Greyhound story is a circle, from sacred temples to royal courts to quiet living rooms. A reminder that greatness doesn't fade, it simply evolves. When you see a greyhound stretch, sprint, and glide across the earth, you're not watching a dog, you're watching history in motion. The greyhound, the fastest dog ever known. Beloved by pharaohs, kings, poets, and families alike. A symbol of speed, loyalty, and silent strength. A legend that refuses to slow down. If you were inspired by this journey through history, like this video to support our storytelling, subscribe for more animal legends, ancient breeds, and wild tales from around the world, and tell us in the comments, which ancient breed should we explore next? Until next time, stay curious, stay wild, and remember, some legends never die, they simply keep running.